Welcome, wrestling fans and trading card collectors. Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Cards. Today we're looking at a wrestling card set out of an unexpected place, and that is the 1993 WCW Yearbook. If you notice at the top, 18 Action. You got to make sure it says Action in there, because that's going to make people want to buy it even more. Wrestling cards, trading cards, whatever. But this is a very important magazine, very important set of cards. And I'm just going to go over a little bit about the magazine, and then we're going to cover the trading cards. So just flipping through, got fan clubs you can join. Now, this is interesting. I watched a lot of WCW around this time period, and I do not remember Michael Hayes being with these guys. Maybe like one of the Clash of the Champions or something. I remember seeing a six-man tag with them. But I remember these two being associated with Dangerous Alliance. I don't remember Michael Hayes being involved as much, so that's cool. The All-American Mr. Boring, Brad Armstrong. He had a really cool theme song in WCW. I was a big fan of that. Tony Atlas, looking like $1 million in 1993. I don't remember him being in WCW that much, but... And there's the man right there, Steve Austin. Stunning Steve Austin. Johnny B. Bad. Marcus Alexander Bagwell. Barbarian. And if you look over here, there's some extra photos. That's one thing they're including in this magazine. You should get like the promo shot, but then you get these extra bonus photos. Cactus Jack, which is split over here. So here's why we're here. This is the cards. So we're starting off. These are numbered 10. So we're starting at the top corner with Steve Austin. It starts at number 10, so there was clearly 9 others in a previous magazine I don't have. The reason why I wanted to get this magazine is because that's the first... Well, it's not even an actual trading card. If you want to go check out some of my other videos that I've talked about before about what's a true rookie card, you know, is it first appearance? Is it actually something that's released in a card set where you can buy the packs? That's just a never-ending debate with all trading card collectors. But anyway, this is one of Steve Austin's earlier cards. He had a 1991, I believe it's pronounced Chromie. It's a trading card game that WCW put out, and it was in some other country. I can't remember which one right offhand. But to my knowledge, this Steve Austin card you're looking at is the first American Steve Austin card. So that's pretty important, pretty impactful, especially to get it in this full sheet. I've seen a couple of them on eBay loose, just the Steve Austin, and those sell for quite a bit alone, but to have it with this whole sheet uncut is fantastic. Moving on, Johnny B. Bad. Cactus Jack, same with Steve Austin. I can't remember that there was another Cactus Jack card before this one, and it's a pretty cool shot. These are all really cool shots, I think, for just magazine trading cards. Shane Douglas, Van Hammer, because there's nobody who wants that card. Missy Hyatt, Jushin Thunder Liger, Medusa, and down here we've got Brian Pillman. This is a really interesting set. 1993, so you've got Cactus Jack, who would just in a couple of years, or maybe within a year, go to ECW. Shane Douglas would be in ECW by the end of the year. I believe it was 93, the end of 93. Van Hammer is still wrestling into WCW, through when Russo was running WCW. You got Jushin Thunder Liger and Brian Pillman, who squared off in the first Nitro match that made history. So it's just like this sheet alone. Well, and then you got Medusa, who was really one of the first women to wrestle the style she does, and more closely related to the current style of women's wrestling. So when you look at this sheet as a whole, there's just a lot of history there, and it's awesome to have it all put together. Moving on, let's check out some of these pictures. Masa Chono, most probably remember him from NWO and NWO Japan. I remember him a little bit in WCW. I think he was like the international champion or something like that, had the big gold belt when they brought the WCW belt in. They couldn't call it NWA anymore. And I remember him having that, but really his standout time for me was in the NWO. Shane Douglas, looking like a babyface, only to really turn that around in just a very short time in ECW. Will become face of ECW. Van Hammer, look at that gimmick. That guy, rocking that guitar, always slinging the guitar around. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know how to play it. He would just walk around with the gimmick. I always thought that was awesome. It's so bad that it's good. Missy Hyatt, and there's an awesome shot from her feud with Paul Heyman and that arm wrestling match. That was fun. Nikita Koloff. Another Jushin Thunder Liger picture. We've got Medusa with this awesome picture here of her karate gi. I told you these bonus photos that they put in this are really cool, as well as the promo. Look at that Diamond Dallas Page picture. He's all gimmicked out. Look at that sweet tattoo. And there he is with Vinny Vegas, like just the perfect pairing. That's awesome. I've always loved Diamond Dallas Page, but there was something about this where he was just trying to hit all the like cliche wrestling gimmicks all in one package. It was just awesome to me. Flying Brian, that's not from Nitro, because clearly this was not put out or Nitro was after this. Dustin Rhodes with his awesome cowboy gear. Rick Rude. Ron Simmons with the WCW World title after he beat Vader for that. Ricky Steamboat. Vader. Always love Vader. Skip the page. Sting. Don't want to skip Sting. And now Vinny Vegas. He's kind of split across two hit. Look at that. I didn't like Oz. I didn't like when Nash was in Master Blasters, but this Vinny Vegas character was awesome, I thought. Now we're to the second sheet of cards. We've got Dustin Rhodes. I want to say he had a card previous to this, maybe in the... I think there was one in the 1991 marketing set. It's got all black bordered cards with stars, but I can't remember right offhand. We've got Rick Rude, Ron Simmons, Ricky Steamboat, Sting, Vader, Eric Watts. No one cares about that. Barry Windham, Tom Zink, which no one cares about Tom Zink either, except for when Tony Schiavone sings the song on the podcast. But if you look at the sheet as a whole, with maybe the exception of Zink and Watts, again, you've got just nothing but all-star Hall of Famers right here on one sheet. So the last sheet was interesting because there were so many historic things tying it all together. This was just a bunch of awesome wrestlers that most people know from either their time in WWE or their time in WCW during this era. Once again, uncut sheet, and this goes to card number 27. So, and this is the third book, number 3, Collector Series number 3, Volume 1, number 3. So it'd be interesting to see the cards in the other set. I have never seen these. This is the kind of the magazine that everybody goes after these cards because of the iconic Steve Austin and Cactus Jack. Eric Watts. I don't know why they didn't put a card of him in here, but Dr. Death Steve Williams. I guess we got several of his cards in the 1988 NWA Wonderama. There you go, in there. Tom Zink using his elastic bands, working out. Then we got the announcers. Early Eric Bischoff, Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, Jesse Ventura. What a team. These guys were amazing. Some of my favorites. Now we've got some merchandise. I know this has nothing to do with cards, but let's take a look at some of this awesome merchandise. My favorite in here, okay, so we've got the Sting Wrestling Buddies and the Sting face paint stuff. That's awesome. Cool t-shirts. But if you ever wanted a Van Hammer starter set, complete with the inflatable guitar, and I don't know why anyone would want baseball gloves. Random. It's amazing. You put anything WCW on something in the 90s, I guess it would sell. Look at those awesome t-shirts. Elegante shirts. Like, the graphics are so bad, they're awesome. But yeah, that's like the ultimate Van Hammer starter set right there. Got the Steiner Brothers and this toy belt. Always want those toy belts. And, oh, look at there. WCW Impel cards. We'll be doing a video on that down the road. I'd love to have one of those coffee cups right now. But this is just awesome. That's something that's missing in wrestling nowadays, but I don't know that you could go back and recreate anything like this nowadays. We're kind of past a lot of it. Oh, and then the hotline. If you want to, you can become Pin the Champ. So cool. So that's it for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you like this card set. I know it's only 18 cards, but really, like, this is it right here. This and the Cactus Jack. Like, those are the two big standout cards for this set. And I got this at a pretty good deal. It's really nice to see them still attached for a reasonable price I got it for. But if you can find this for a decent price, it's a good read. Cool pictures, and the cards are fantastic too. And if you want to cut them out, if you can get them cut out right, send them into PSA or BGS, maybe SGC. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to check out all my social media in the links below. Also, make sure to subscribe if you like today's video. Hit the bell icon. If you want to see more videos of awesome wrestling memorabilia and wrestling cards, this is the place for it. And until next time, see ya, wrestling fans.